Hello, ladies and gentlemen, toy enthusiasts and those new to Tough Nerd Toys LLC. I'm your host, Uncle Nerd, and welcome to another exciting episode of Busted Open. Busting it open since 2007, and today we are going to review Mattel's Masterverse, Masters of Universe Revelations King Grayskull from the Netflix series. Okay, so, all right. Before I get into my personal thoughts of this, I might save it for towards the end of the show when I do my final wrap up of the figure, but I do like the figure. I saw the figure in the store. I had to pick it up. It's absolutely gorgeous looking inside of the package. But I do have my issues, and that is with the series itself. But the figure, no. I've always, whenever I buy toys or collect toys, I'll take a bit of the lore when I'm playing with them, or even when I was a kid, when I was imagining with them, like with G.I. Joe and G.I. Joe. On G.I. Joe, there were like, I had them shooting bullets. They were killing each other because I leaned more towards the comic book, but when it came to their personality, I would use the cartoon. Now in this series here, or like in He-Man, when I collected He-Man as a kid, He-Man was cutting people in half. Or like if I had if I happened to break one of my He-Man action figures, I would use that as one of the guys he cut in half, or whatever the case may be. What they set the tone as the cartoon or whatever is not the standard I always went by, and therefore I will apply that to King Grayskull. My King Grayskull is the one from the 2000X series that I absolutely love. I don't like race swapping. I don't feel it's necessary. I feel as though you should just give me a whole new character versus just trying to pander to a certain demographic of people that like race swapping. You literally lose the authenticity of a character, and it goes into the abyss to where so nobody likes it. The only people I don't enjoy are the ones that pretty much said it's cool, and then that just fades off instantly. They have a short attention span, and they have an instant gratification outlook when it comes to a lot of stuff. Enough of my rant. Going into the package right here, it is absolutely beautiful. The typical window box, but actually a little bit bigger than the most window box that you get with the Masterverse figures. This is considered a deluxe figure, so therefore, you know, the box and packaging is going to be a little bit bigger. Let me bring this a little bit closer so you guys can see it. Has the Masterverse logo at the top with the hieroglyphics as usual. 30 points of articulation, 6+. Netflix, a Netflix original series. You have Master Universe Revelation Grayskull over here. Mattel over on the end. Nice Stonehenge looking type of graphics going on the box over here. Real nice box. A lot of people don't like the box. I absolutely love the box, and I love the Masterverse figures. It says King Grayskull over here. Heroic ancestor of He-Man right there. Has a barcode over here. If you want to pause it, scan it, write it down, whatever the case may be, you may do so. Legal mumbo jumbo right here, and it shows you how to change his cowl and head, and pretty much, you know, stuff like that. Let me see if there's any figures within the line. We have reviewed all these figures in the line. If you don't, if you would like to see the reviews of them, check the playlist that this action figure or this review will be under Tough Nerd Toys on my page. Also, check out my Tough Nerd Toys gaming channel. It's growing. I have all the newest games on there that I've played. A bit of a rough commentary that goes with it. I usually do them and being in the party with my friends and associates, so on and so forth. But over here, you have the other figures within the line. We have reviewed Stinkor, Merman, Trapjaw, and Dratila, King Grayskull we're doing right now, and Savage He-Man. Savage He-Man I was a little bit disappointed in because I felt as though he should have been much bigger. Beautiful artwork of King Grayskull on the back right here. And you have King Grayskull over here, and it says, since the dawn of Eternia, there's always been a hero to protect the planet's secret magic. The first of those heroes, and the first to hold the mantle of He-Man, was King Grayskull. Now resting alongside the other heroes in Preternia, King Grayskull holds the key for the adventurers to return to Eternia and save the magic from vanishing into oblivion. Wow, that very nice bio. Loving the sword, loving the artwork. Artwork is absolutely beautiful, especially the one on the side here. This looks beautiful right here. I am loving this figure. It looks absolutely beautiful right here. Well, the artwork on the box looks absolutely beautiful. I think I covered everything. So what we're going to do, we're going to bust this guy open and see if King Grayskull is worth the scratch. And here we have King Grayskull. He looks great outside of the package. I absolutely am loving this figure. I'm looking at it from afar. You know, pretty much while I was laying up the weapons for you guys and everything like that, I had to just admire the craftsmanship. And yes, it is used in a reused body and everything like that, but it works with these Masterverse figures because that's what they always did in He-Man. Sometimes they would just reuse the bodies. That was kind of like the, how can I say, the running theme with Master Universe figures, especially with the first couple of waves. Well, I would say like the second and third wave. Sometimes you would just get the same figure with the same body sculpt. You had three to choose from. You had the He-Man body sculpt, the what was that? The Trapjaw body sculpt, the Skeletor body sculpt, and the Beastman body sculpt. And you would use those four or those whatever. And then later on, the only one that in the first wave of the original Master Universe figures that was different was Ram Man and what's his name? Well, Manny Faces was kind of different, but later on they reused a lot of his parts for Trapjaw. But this figure right here is an absolute beauty to look at. Later on, I will tell you my gripes I have with it, and that's dealing with storyline and his existence. But this figure is absolutely beautiful right here. And as usual, you know I'm going to go into the accessories first. So I'll bring this a little bit closer right here. Has this beautiful shield with a bronze or gold, like gold and red deco in the middle of it. I'm loving the rivets around it. Has the nice straps as the Master Universe Revelations He-Man has. Completely different shield. This is the King Grayskull symbol right here. Absolutely love it. This is beautiful. This is really nice. It's done in a flat gray around it. It's molded or cast and out of the gray, but they did some nice painting inside of here. No bleeding or anything like that. Looks really, really good. Done in a nice hard plastic. Then you have these two hands right here. One is a fist. As I always tell you, every action figure should come with a fist. One is a fist and the other one is an open palm. They did some nice sculpting on it. As you can see, you see a little bit of lines within the palms right here and everything like that. You see some nail beds sculpted in. Very good. And I love the skin tone that they gave him too. It looks very, very good. Then you have the beautiful power swords right here. And these are done in beautiful gold and like the purple shiny color that they have right here, along with the paint on the blades. Looks absolutely beautiful. Has some nice sculpting in the handles. The handles are different. I have not seen this sculpt on none of the Masterverse figures yet. So yes, these are two different sculpts right here. Different sculpts right here for the swords. I have not seen these used on any of the figures that they have released thus far in the Masterverse line. You have some brown here. Nice sculpting in the handle, as you can see. Let me make sure you guys get some good light and see this. Let me get my big mitts out the way so you can see the beautiful craftsmanship that went into making these figures right here. Look at this on the bottom. It is completely different from any of the swords you have seen within the Masterverse line right now. Now, I love the way they have this nook, or like this, it looks like a scimitar in a way. And you have the straight blade right here, and you see like some drips of gold with like the power. This is nice. This is nice. Really good. They did very good painting on here. Great detail on the swords. Then you have this beautiful head sculpt of King Grayskull right here. They sculpted in the dreads very well. He has a gold clip back there. And I guess the mispaints that they have is to make it seem like the clip is like a, I guess like, you know, a little bit of battle damage going on. But the face sculpt is absolutely beautiful. Eyebrows are nice and even. They did a gray side. Look at the side profile. It looks great on him. It looks very, very good. Such a missed opportunity with this character right here to later be killed off, which I absolutely feel as though fell right in tune with the stereotype of killing off black characters within the series, you know, or within a show or whatever the case may be, that they used to do back in the 60s and 70s and sometimes the 80s. But this looks good. But the sculpting in the head looks good. The dreads look nice. They've done very well. It's a little bit of wash going on right here. Peg hole on the bottom so that you can pop a different, pop this head on and take the violent head off. Right here, or the head of rage off right there. Looks real good. I'm loving yeah, this is real nice, man. I'm looking at this. The wraps around the blades, the braids or the dreads right here looks real good. You see it has a little cylinder around the dreads right here. Looks really good. Face sculpt is absolutely gorgeous. Loving the color of the eyes. Eyebrows are nice and arched. Looks real good. Loving the face sculpt. It is a beautiful figure. And you can tell while holding it, they put like a hard vinyl on here for the hair, and the face is completely a separate piece by itself, or the head is a completely separate piece. Did a great job on this face. Now what we're going to do, the part right here, this is where the critique comes in, and I'm definitely going to go over this figure thoroughly, because I think it is such a beautiful figure. Such a beautiful figure. So bringing this guy close right here, King Grayskull looks absolutely amazing. Loving the bronze and the gold that they have going on the gauntlets or the bracelets right here. Looks very good. Loving the fur. Now the soft goods on here are very good, and it has a wire inside of it, and it seems like this one is more quality than the rest of the other soft goods that some of the figures I've been getting right here. And yeah, here's the head sculpt and everything. The loincloth looks real good with some wash. It may not look like it doesn't have any wash, but it does. It's more of a tan color right here. It looks good. The boots look good. It's the same body sculpt, but paint means a lot when you're using the same body sculpt. The skin tone on King Grayskull looks absolutely amazing. It is nice and shiny, but it looks like, there's some sweat on there. Great body sculpt. Everything looks good. Loving the harness on his chest. Has the 2009 Grayskull symbol, King Grayskull symbol on it. I mean, the 2000X King Grayskull symbol on it. This one is his angry face right here, which looks very, very good, along with the dreads going on. They did a great job on this guy. The soft goods are made out of like a imitation velvet, and I love the tattered look it has at the bottom right here. This figure is a very, very good looking figure. They did a fantastic job on this. It is a must pick up right here. You got the holes on the bottoms, no treads or anything like that, but I love the fur coming out of the boots, as you get with most of the other figures in the Masterverse line. Right here, the articulation looks good, but this gold on bronze looks great on his belt. I don't know why they didn't do something like that with He-Man. They should have done something like that with He-Man, but you can tell that they really went all out with this guy right here. The soft goods up at the top, the imitation fur is very nice. What I wouldn't say is put your hands on it a lot, because it feels as though it can pick up some dirt. So if you are going to use this guy, I don't know, maybe you can take it off, because you can take it off. And it's pretty nice how they did it, because it's held on by Velcro right here. You just hit the Velcro a little bit. You just pull the Velcro, thus so, and you can take it off. That. And the Velcro sticks right back. Me, myself, I pulled mine up because I like to make it seem like the fur also adds as his pauldrons, or whatever the case may be. It looks real good. They did a great job on this figure. I absolutely love it. Of course, you can actually get some flowing in the wind action right there if you want to, because there's wires along the edges of the cape right here, and it looks real good. And you have the tag right here to show, yeah, they really did a soft good on it, if you can see right here. And you have the harness back here, typical He-Man harness. Now what I found is that you're going to have to really even these guys out so that it will fit on him pretty evenly, but once you get that done, everything else is square. But it is a beautiful figure. Now you can take the head off. Let's see if I take the head off, if I don't break it or whatever the case may be. Let me see. Be careful, Danae. Okay, let's see. There you go. Take the head off, if you want to swap his heads and everything like that. And I can show you a little bit of comparison with the heads right here. One is the angry face and one is the normal face right there. Looks good. Really looks good. Really looks good. I actually like both faces on here. Usually I'll always like the angry face, but I like both of them. His stoic look and the angered or raged look right here looks very, very good. Great detail. And you can just pop this head on right here. This is when he is listening to reason. Hopefully I got that head on right. We'll know if it pops off. And you put it over these soft goods back here, so you can have like the ponytail sticking out the back and everything like that. As far as the shield seems like it could go on pretty easily. Yep. Shield goes on pretty easily. Look, that looks good on him. That looks really good on him. Really, really good on him. This looks great. Loving this figure. It's sad that he's dead now, we'll talk about that towards the end. As you can tell, I'm really pissed off about the fact that they killed him off and even named him King Grayskull, because he could have been a completely different character along with Andra and the rest of them, Here you go right here. Sword. Now again, the grips on these action figures are very tight. And the paint, they're using more premium paint too, because I can tell you this right now. Let me see, let's try this one. Oh, there we go. Boom. You got him with one half of the power sword in that hand. If you want to, you can take this shield off right here. Pardon me. And this, don't worry about this coming to loose right here. You can easily push it right back in. And there it is. You can put the other half of the power sword, stretch his hand open a little bit like that, and get it in there. Let me see. Stretch his hand open. Hold on, hold on. Ah, there we go. And there he is dual wielding the power swords. Right here. This guy looks great. This guy looks absolutely amazing. I'm loving the look on this. And of course, you know, you can easily plug these hands in. I'll plug this one in for you right here. Boom. Take it out. Put it in. And there you have him with a whack. Look at that. Whack. Man, listen. This figure is beautiful. I didn't think I was going to like it, but it is beautiful. Actually, along with a few others, this now is going to be one of my favorites within the Masterverse line. I only have one gripe. Now, as far as articulation goes, you're not going to be able to move that head around that much, okay? Because if at all, because all of this that you got going on here, it constricts his head movement. But you can move it up a bit like that, thus so. And you can give it a little bit of a turn right there, but not a heavy turn or anything like that. I didn't latch in the harness pretty good, but it's easy to pretty much get the harness in right here. We all know how to do this. If you know anything about having He-Man action figures, this is like a staple within having Master Universe figures right here. You just push it right on through. You needle it through right here and then pull. This one is a pretty new guy, so it's kind of stiff. There we go. There we go. I think I got it latched in. And yeah, this looks good, man. This looks really good. He's on a ball socket. His arm's on a ball socket over here. Bicep swivel, double hinge elbow. Get a nice bend going on right there. Twisting and pivoting at the wrist. Nice leg spread. Leg kicks up. Got a thigh twist going on there. Double hinge knee going on right there. Has a calf twist right there and an ankle rocker. So you can get some up and down and pivoting movement going on with him. But this guy is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely loving it. Great sculpt. I'm loving the Masterverse sculpts right here. I can never get enough of them. I love the loincloth. I love that belt. Now the paint on here is something to behold. The soft goods really add to the look of this King Grayskull right here. So I mean, like, you know, you can't go wrong with them. You can't go wrong with them. Looks good. Loving the harness and everything like that. There's so much detail. Loving the color of the wraps around the boots. Nice, and they got a black sitting on the brown. Nice barbaric look to it. And yes, they are using, this guy is using the same body sculpt as either, I'm thinking his body sculpt more so mimics Triclops body sculpt than more so He-Man's, so on and so forth. But look at the coloring on the bracelet. The paint on the bracelets look very good, or the gauntlets look very good. Loincloth looks good on the back and in the front. I'm loving the notches or rivets they have going around in the belt around his waist. The symbol in his chest looks good. Everything looks good. Loving the face sculpt and everything. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to take some pictures of this guy, and I will be right back with my final thoughts of King Grayskull. So as a whole, I think this guy is absolutely beautiful. The only gripe I have is that when it came to story, right? There's so much they could have done with him and Andra and other black characters within the Master Universe Revelation show. All right, this is my personal opinion. You know, it's not anything, you know, if you want to talk about it down in the comment section, you can. But the problem I had is that of all the characters, they just give us new characters. Don't take a character that's already established white character and turn them black. I hate when they do that. I feel as though it's pandering. I feel as though it's just literally like, here, this is for you. They'll really like what white character turned black. No, most black people don't. I myself do not. Now, people that are just normies that are not used to like watching any of the series, not knowing that there are a ton of black characters within the filmation, and characters of different cultures and ethnicities within the filmation, He-Man, whatever the case may be. No, He-Man in the Master Universe series, know that they could have easily just created new characters. How cool would it have been if you want to be so diverse or whatever the case may be, instead of just writing a good story with a multicultural ensemble of characters, or different ethnicities? How awesome would it have been if you had like Fisto, Clamp Champ, Andra end up going to the northern hemisphere of Eternia? Because I mean, He-Man can't be everywhere. He could be like which is what I'm gonna name him. I'm gonna make him Warlord He-Man. He could be like the He-Man of the Northern Hemisphere that helps out Sunman and all that other stuff that He-Man can't be everywhere. Even his other masters, Eternia is big. Eternia is big. Let him be the defender of maybe the northern area, the southern area, whatever area and stuff like that. Let Pigman or whatever the case may be from the Sunman cartoons. This is how you incorporate or bring the world together, instead of just taking characters that are traditionally white or whatever the case may be and changing them a different color to pander to a group of people that have no connection to the source material. Not to mention, I mean, it's just so much they could have done with King Grayskull. Me myself, he's going to be called Warlord Grayskull for me, whatever the case may be. Everybody can tap into a portion of the power of He or King Grayskull or Castle Grayskull to become a He-Man to defend Eternia. Think about it. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. I'm gonna talk to Mattel. I'm gonna send them some stuff. I'm gonna be like, look, man, I got some good storyline. Me and my Justice League brothers that are really into this, that are really fans of the series, can really get this thing going, because that Revelation, it did nothing but leave a sour taste in the majority of the fan base for Master Universe. Now, as far as this character goes right here, he is coming in at, let's see, let me get my trusty tape measure right here. King Grayskull is coming in at about 7 inches. Yes, he's coming in about 7 inches, and he looks great. I think he is great. Here he is next to his boy, He-Man. And he looks good. He looks good. He looks real good with He-Man right there. Here he is next to MOTU Origins He-Man, and you can see the size comparison. These I don't like. This is my thing. Here he is with MOTU Classics He-Man, looking very, very, very good. Very good. Very good. MOTU Classics for the win, always. Here he is next to my boy, too. And again, I love these Masterverse figures right here. Fisto. And Fisto looks great. And before you guys start talking about, oh, this is that and the other, blase, I do have King Grayskull. You see? You see? I have King Grayskull. You understand what I'm saying? Still in the box. Only time I opened it was to look at the figure. That was it. And see, what I'll show you is that, for you people that don't know, King Grayskull is actually a white guy. And yes, when it comes to character authenticity, I don't care if they're white and black. I just want them to be authentic to the character that they are supposed to be portraying. And this right here is an absolute beauty right here. Look at that. Folds out to the little castle and everything like that. This is King Grayskull. Well, he can be black. Color does matter. It does matter. If he's white, just leave him white. Make more characters. Make more characters. And don't talk about like, oh, new characters don't work. That's a lie. So yeah, but this guy right here is definitely one of my new favorite characters within the Master Universe line. He will be considered Warlord He-Man to me, or or something. I'll give him a different name or something. It's so many things they could have done. They could have taken black lore or African lore or something like that and put it into this character right here instead of just whitewash, like turning a white character black. That's lazy. It's sloppy, and it's literally shows that you have lack of creativity. You're creatively bankrupt if you can't write in a new character. It looks great. This character is great. And the thing about it is they killed them off in the series. They killed them off in the Revelation series, along with killing most of the other black males in the series. Clamp Champ and Fisto, they would pretty much seem like they were just goofy characters that they just bought in, and then you just saw them just, Clamp Champ and Fisto just ate it. They just ate it. He died in Preternia and stuff like that. And I like this character. I really like this character. But yeah. And before we go, ladies and gentlemen, check out my man Justin Rosh Animation on YouTube. I don't know if he may be upset because I said this right here, whatever the case may be, because he did some animation for Mattel. He does a great job of stop motion animation with these Masterverse figures. He also did Paranorman. If you remember Paranorman, he did Paranorman, and he did a lot of other independent projects with dealing with stop motion. Not only stop motion, claymation, the list goes on. Great guy, wonderful person, love his work. Check him out over on his channel. Description will be down below. But as a whole, I absolutely love this figure. What they did with the character, I don't like, because it could have went somewhere completely different. So, I mean, I think I covered everything on this guy. If I didn't, mention down below. Give me your opinion of what you thought, or whatever the case may be. You know, I just demand good writing. I'm not looking for high representation within my storytelling, because I feel as though for those people that are looking for representation, what you need to do is either support the black writers that make characters, that make books with ethnic characters or black characters, or write your own stuff. Write your own stuff. People that you support are not obligated to make anything for you that's supposed to include you or make you feel like you're in that character. Me, myself, I love a plethora of characters. I don't like them for what color they are. I like them for what they stand for. So with that being said, that brings this review to a close. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and share this video. And remember, when you buy a toy, what do? Bust it open and keep it original.